Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 279 Early. It's a tier 10 Soviet reward heavy. It's located on the south spawn of Himmelsdorf under the command of RNG's Toxis. Now you can only get this tank if you complete the third series of personal missions, or second series I should say. The fourth, well, it's the fourth part of it anyway. Okay, it's a very early it's a very odd design, this particular tank. It was created in between 1947 and 1948. Never got put into production, but they did make a functional prototype in 1948. And it's at the Soviet, the Russian tank museum at Kubenka. When he just took a hit from the mouse from his 15 centimeter, and he's pulling back because he's expecting another one. Okay, pumps one in, 494. That 907 needs to pop out to the left and get through that gap, because he's not going to be much use here if he keeps fouling up RNG's Toxic's ability to hit the enemy. Gets one into the turret and managed to get through under the cover of that rubble, but unfortunately he's also taking shots from the enemy OHO and T95 now, and took a round in the tracks. Puts it into the OHO but doesn't penetrate the armor because of the wrong angle. He'd be better off just aiming at the T95's cupolas. And that's a good shot, 393. Well, it's a 122mm gun, capable of doing 440 alpha, and he's just taken down the T95 for his first kill. Penetration 258mm with standard ammo. But in fact, actually, he is using the heat rounds at the moment. The heat is capable of going through 340mm, so there's not a lot it can't penetrate, and he's easily making his way through the turret of the mouse at the weakest spot, which of course is the rounded bit at the front of the turret. Well, our T95 is being quite helpful because he's whittling away the health of that mouse. There you go, and one more shot. Oh, the T95 just got wiped out. So he'll get the kill on the mouse if he can get this one in. Oh no, he didn't get it! But the kill shot actually went to the T10 instead. Now he's ignoring the OHO for the moment and trying to put a round into the Super Conqueror. Still got a lot of health to take away, but the OHO looks kind of well, isolated at the moment. Oh, well, he's still firing rounds in though. And another one goes into the cupola on the Super Conch. Okay, took another hit from the Super Conqueror, and he's getting hit by the OHO in the side, but he's running short on hit points. He needs to get rid of this Super Conch, and he gets him. So he's got his first kill of the game. The standard reload time is 10.07 seconds. He's managed to whittle it down to 6.95. That's quite a big jump, that. Maybe I've got the reload time wrong. It's 6.95 actually, it's showing. So it's basically 3 seconds off. It's a 2 replay video, by the way. And there are 3 up on the enemy. Only 5 left. He's got bare minimum hit points though. He needs to be careful because he's running short. And puts one into the 257, but he's still got a lot of damage to do to take that guy down. Good shot through the frontal plate. Even if it's angled, he can still punch through. And again, low roll this time, 380, and now he's got the help of this 260. So he'll pump these rounds in. Oh yes, nice one, he gets the 257. So he's got 3 kills out of this one so far. There's only 4 enemies left. Here comes the Sharp View 2 of 4. Oh, missed that one. And he's still loading the heat. He really needs to load the AP on this one. Nice shot, 450 high roll. The Char Future 4 didn't seem to be focusing on him. I think he was going after the 260. But the 260 now has minimal hit points. And, well, both of them are for that matter. There's the enemy T95. Oh, he's down the other end of this road. He's looking directly at us. This could be painful. And he doesn't get that in, but he actually hits the gun on the T95 and he's about to fire one at us. Oh, he bounces! He didn't get it in. 480, that's a high roll. And the Object 260 comes up behind him, but it's actually RNG's Toxis who got the kill. There's only one enemy left. It's the GW Tiger P, the tier 8 German SPG, and we don't know where he is, but I think he might be in the northwest corner of the map or just near the cap area. Okay, we're going to go into the cap area and see if he's there. I don't think he's in the northwest corner now. He's just around here, is he? Yes, there he is. Oh, shotgunned. But the GW Tiger P is now reloading and there's no way he's going to survive the next hit. He is going to be out of the game very shortly. Here's the end result from the first replay, and it's a first class tank for RNG's Toxis in the Object 279E. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 6, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, he got 4 exactly, and a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points to his own vehicle. He also managed to pick up a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall, and he was very, very brave actually, taking that forward position on the banana and taking on multiple tanks simultaneously. Don't think I would be too keen to do that, but he relied on the armour of this vehicle, which is considerable actually. 330mm of armour on the front of the turret. It's very, very strong indeed. Very difficult to penetrate this tank. Let's have a look at team score and see where he is. Well, he massively scored the high caliber there with 8,909 hit points. The next high scorer being the Super Conqueror on the enemy team, the one he took down with 3,339. And after that it was the Char Future 4, was it? Yes, 2,876. Followed by their Char Future 4 getting 2,862. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 4. 3 kills went to the Object 260 and the E50 Ausstrahlung M on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was actually the Object 703 version 2 who got the highest with 1,411, mainly because he's tier 8 and he did a fair amount of damage and he did survive the game. 1,322 went to RNG's Toxis, and the third highest was the IS-3 with 1,012. And again, I think he got that because he's tier 8, and the Object 279 is, of course, a tier 10 reward tank. RNG's Toxis fired 29 rounds, got 28 direct hits and 23 penetrations. Good accuracy, but he did have a few shots that didn't make it all the way through. Mind you, he did fire standard rounds with some of those shots, or just hit the enemy tank at the wrong angle. All of the damage was done at close range. 15 hits received from the enemy, 5 penetrations, 8 non-penetrations, and 2 hits by way of splash damage. 2,070 hit points of damage blocked by armour, 4 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 118 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 70,512 credits from this game, 31,730 from battle payments, a total of 137,498 credits. But he did use a considerable amount of premium ammo. Yes, he seemed he needed that heat ammo to make sure of some of those targets. Actually, he ended up with a loss of 63,482 credits for the game. 1,322 XP, 99 for this being a premium vehicle. Yes, this is a reward one, so you don't get much XP bonus. and 2082 experience points altogether. So there's the first battle. Fairly good result, high caliber, a difficult tank to play on. Well, it's not a difficult map, but it's the sort of map where a heavy tank actually does excel. And he just showed how this tank is so dominant that it can take down tanks like Super Conqueror and the Mouse very, very easily. Let's have a look at the second replay. And here's the second battle. We're on the south spawn of Minsk. Game underway. Well, I think the first thing you notice about the Object 279E is it's got 4 sets of tracks. The idea was to build a tank which actually had the hull above the tracks, so 4 sets of tracks, the suspensions under next to the tracks as well, and the hull was above it, which meant you could carry more ammunition and there was more space inside for the crew. It also had very thick armour, 185mm on the front on the hull, and on the turret there was 330mm at the front, so very, very strong. And the shape was very good as well, because it was such a well-rounded shape that it would obviously bounce rounds off the front, which means that this tank is actually quite deadly against enemy tanks, and it's very difficult to take down. Excuse me. It's also got a very good DPM, gun handling, aim time, accuracy, strong turrets, and it's also got a very well-angled glacis. It also has no lower plate, which makes it difficult to penetrate unless you use premium ammo. And, well, that was actually a non-premium round from a Scorpion, 551, which is a high roll. So he obviously managed to put that one in the right place. Now, the idea was to actually build a tank that could keep rolling, even if it got 1 set of tracks damaged or 2 sets of tracks. It would still be mobile and still be able to do damage to the enemy. And most tanks, when they get tracked, they can't move at all, because if they do, they lose 1 set of their tracks and they can't maneuver anymore. The idea with this particular tank is that it could keep moving even if the tracks were damaged. And so it didn't worry, they weren't worried if they lose 1 set of tracks, they could just keep driving. Oh, he got a fire on the defender. Nice one. And he got a high roll too, 440 alpha. Another pen, but a low roll this time. All the defender was able to do was damage the tracks, and I think he realises now how much danger he's in, and he's out the game. So first kill. Now, the bad things about this tank is that it doesn't really have much in the way of gun depression. It's only got 5 degrees, which means it's not a ridgeline warrior. It's more of a street fighter, you might say, than anything else. It's also one of the most hated tanks in the game, simply because it's so difficult to penetrate. And that makes it a priority target for anyone who spots one, especially Arty. If they see a 279E, they will apply plenty of HE against it. It's only got a top speed of 40 kilometers an hour, so it's not particularly fast, and that makes it fairly vulnerable as well. Oh, look at this guy. This IS-4, a very tough tank, he's just suddenly stopped in his tracks when he realised who was actually looking at him at the side, and it must have gone, oh my god, I've just seen something I didn't really want to see. Now that one did ricochet, but just look what RNG's Toxic is doing. He's waggling to throw any enemy shell off, and he's still puncturing that IS-4. And he's bouncing rounds off him as well. And he's now down to a 1-shot. You can see where that Scorpion shell went in. It's right at the side and hits the kill shot. Oh no! He tracked him! He just tracked him there, but he took a round in the rear from the enemy Tortoise. There's the kill shot. Now he's got to deal with this Tortoise behind him. And he managed to avoid getting punctured by that 120mm round. Punches through the armour. Look at that. Straight through the armour at a weak spot. Now he's trying to get behind the vehicles. It's much easier to penetrate a Tortoise from the side or the rear. So yes, this is generally one of the most hated tanks in the game because it can do things like that. 705A wiped out. Well, it's actually a 705, not a 705A, but it's just so deadly, this thing. I think he's looking further up the road to see if that Scorpion's still there after getting punctured by the last one. This Carnarvon's now going to get a pretty rough game because he's going to be out of it very, very shortly. He's just punching through that armor very quickly. Now for the ram kill. Oh, he didn't get it. And in fact, actually, it's the Heshbon who takes the ram kill. And he says thank you. Now, I just heard a Scorpion fire behind him. And he's actually up at the end of the road. He just fired on one of our teammates. Oh, he's got the enemy Heshbon there. He gets him with one shot. And now we've got a Yag Tiger up on the heights. Now, he hasn't seen us. Oh, he has seen us now. And yes, he's going to be firing in our direction very shortly. Heshbon's fired at him. And there's the kill shot. So RNG's Toxis is doing very well in this game. He must have the high caliber by now because he's got 20% of the enemy hit pool. Oh, he fails to get the shot into the gorilla.
Yes, sir.
And he now needs a shot quickly to take that guy down. Doesn't get a kill shot, but he does do some damage, and he's trying to get into cover and present a moving target to the gorilla, who gets taken out. Now he can keep moving. The Chafu 2-4 down in the riverbed will be his next target. Oh, no, finds the Striv S1, and he's gone. So he's chasing the Chafu 2-4, and he's gone. So that means there's only one enemy left, and he just got wiped out. So this game is a victory. And his gun's up. Well, here's the end of battle result, and that was an ace tanker game for RNG's Toxis in the Object 279E. He managed to get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, and a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He got a steel wall because he blocked the most damage in the game, and he was still alive at the end of it. He got the highest high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall, and he did pick up a Top Gun when he killed the last. Well, he didn't kill the last enemy, but he actually. He did get the Chafu 4, which was the second to last enemy, and that earned him his Top Gun. So let's have a look at the team score and see how much he actually earned. 7,362 hit points. The nearest to him only got, well, slightly, it's half of the amount that he managed, and that was the Heshbon on the enemy team, and, well, he took care of that one. The third highest damage in the game was the Chafu 4 on his own team with 2,823. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 6. The Heshbon on the enemy team managed 3 kills. 2 kills went to the EBR and the Chafu 4. And in fact, nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 3 kills. And only one player got 3 kills. 2 of them only got 1 each. So yes, this team really wasn't up to scratch compared to this team. When it came to base XP, RNG's Toxis finished with 1,494. He completely skilled the rest of the team. 970 went to the A Phase 1, 926 to the Chafu 4. He was streets ahead of the opposition. 27 shots fired, 22 direct hits and 20 penetrations. He was less accurate in this game than he was on some of the previous games, but he still managed to get decent damage on the enemy. In fact, more damage, I think, than he did in the previous game, if I remember correctly. 7,362 hit points, and in this one, he managed 839 hit points of damage at long range, more than 300 meters. 11 hits received from the enemy, so he only just qualified for the steel wall. 3 penetrated, 8 non-penetration, and I was amazed that that Scorpion shot actually did pen at the start of the game, because after all, that was just a standard AP round, but it was a very well placed one. 2,670 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, and 3,024 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 68,272 credits from the game, got 30,722 from battle payments, a total of 133,130 credits altogether. But yes, he did fire a lot of premium ammo, and as a result he made a small loss, 42,767 credits loss. Yeah, that's kind of small for some people, it's a lot for others. 1,494 XP, 1,112 for this, 1,112 for this being a premium vehicle, and 2,353 experience points altogether. He says ace, haha. I don't know if this was his first ace, but I presume it probably was actually. But it just goes to show he's getting very consistent with the Object 279E, because he is actually getting quite decent results and totally outclassing the enemy. I wonder what will happen when he comes up against somebody who also has the 279E on the enemy team and puts up a good fight. That should be interesting. If you enjoyed this replay or replays, could you please give this video a like? Do subscribe to our channel if you can. Please do leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And please do remember, we've got a second channel called The General where you can watch great replays without any commentary whatsoever. Thanks for watching.